I think part of the problem there is that we're devaluing the presidents that we have by telling them they have to go through this. And I'm going to be honest, looking at a national search, no offense, sir, but looking at your contract and the stuff that came with that, that's a large expense. It is a large expense when we start saying we're going to look nationally for people to come and work in the state of Connecticut. And, I want to make sure, no offense, that they're working in the state of Connecticut, right? So this is, I just have some concerns with kind of how this is doing, what this is going to do with our existing campus presidents and the work that they're doing, their familiarity with the organizations that they're helping to run, and what kind of new expense we're going to bring in by having a national search. And I'm looking at your slide that you had up there with the balance of how much financial aid is needed in that. I'm probably going to be the person that's in this room that's going to say, what are we doing to lower the cost of higher education, right? Some of these national contracts, et cetera, the stuff that is in the contracts, but the admin, we're so admin heavy in higher ed. So what are we doing so that pie chart up there of showing everybody who has that need, how are we lowering the cost of education? Because there's two things that you said that, I have a very different opinion of other people. I don't care how many people sit in that seat. I don't care how many times you say it. Everybody knew ARPA was one-time money. Everybody knew it. This is not a surprise. It is not like a gotcha. It is not a, hey, we gave it to you, we're pulling the rug from underneath you. It was one-time money. The fact that it was chosen to be used for extendable expenses is a problem that was done with the leadership of these schools, right? It's one-time money. It was, nobody ever said we were going to be able to fund it all. And the second thing is, maybe I'm a mean mom, but at the end of the day, I have a doctor, a nurse, and a state trooper, right? College is not an experience. You're not paying $100,000 to go to school to have an experience. You are going to get a degree that is going to help facilitate you for the rest of your life for a career. Honestly, I didn't tell my kids I was paying for an experience for them in college. There's a purpose for it. And to me, I want it to be affordable. I want it to be affordable for everybody. I want the PACT. I want to see more kids getting in. I want more kids in the community college than I have in the universities for the first 2 years, right? I want it to be the feeder. I want community colleges to be our workforce development. I want to see Roberta Willis, which I didn't see it coming down at all looking in the numbers here, so I was a little confused by that. But PACT, Roberta Willis, the things that we're doing, the student loan repayment programs, all of these things to make college affordable. What are we doing? What are you doing, sir, to make our Connecticut state colleges and universities more affordable, cost less money, and have less administration?
Lawmakers are starting to digest Governor Lamont's budget proposal, and today college and university leaders argued the spending plan just isn't enough. NBC Connecticut political reporter Mike Savino explains why those administrators have got some tough questions.
We always said everything is on the table, so we really have to be objective and real what we can and cannot do.
Officials with UConn and the Connecticut State colleges and universities urging lawmakers to go above and beyond Governor Ned Lamont's budget proposal, which includes a $7 million dip for the CSCU system and roughly $20 million cut for UConn and UConn Health. Attendance at CSCU campuses fell by nearly 25% between 2003 and 2023.
We're spending a lot of money that's not going to good effect. We're not training people for the jobs that are out there.
But Chancellor Terrence Cheng says the CSCU system is making changes, and enrollment is up 6% from last year.
We have to realize that continuing to evolve is our responsibility. We continue to review programs.
The two systems are facing other questions. Republicans don't agree when officials are asking lawmakers to cover a combined $270 million in pandemic relief used for operating expenses.
They knew they were getting one-time money, and they spent it on ongoing expenses, and now they want the Connecticut taxpayer to pick that up, and it's not fair.
Cheng is facing another kind of scrutiny after an audit highlighted how he and other system administrators misused purchase cards for personal expenses. And even supporters say that's going to impact budget talks.
Frankly, it makes our job harder when the people at the top of these institutions aren't good fiscal stewards.
Cheng continues to apologize and expressed hope today that lawmakers will separate the scandal from the debate on funding the campuses.
It's unfortunate that I made decisions and mistakes that ultimately have overshadowed some of these conversations.
From the Capitol, Mike Savino, NBC Connecticut News.